difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. So I was talking about the early internet and how it was almost non-existent in the early 90s. And I was about to say the pornography was, it was just like some pictures. Yeah, at first. It wasn't advanced video. So the early internet could have nudie pictures, but they weren't like full-length videos of sexual acts. So it wasn't like juicy, spicy pornography. It was it's like, pictures. Stuff. It was just pics. And so if I was a parent and I wanted to protect my children against the evils of an advanced internet in the 21st century or the dangers of the 21st century, what would I do first? What kind of laws would I pass to protect my children in a hostile, dangerous, chaotic world such as this? I suppose I would propose the laws that they're proposing, that 16 is the age limit, that only kids that have reached the age of 16 can get on social media. So at 16, you can drive a car. At 16, you can hold a job. And at 16, your brain has formed enough to also get on social media. That's fine. That's okay with me. Because we didn't need social media when I was growing up. You went out and met people. That was the only way to do business. You had to meet people, a lot of people. And so you had to love people. And you had to be around a lot of people. A whole shitload of them to even get anywhere. You had to socialize. You couldn't just stay in your grandmother's basement and play World of Warcraft. I mean, you had to socialize, even if it was painful. Even if somebody had something more than you. Even if a guy was richer than you and he got hotter chicks than you, and even if he was more successful than you still had to fucking go out there, man. You still had to face it. No matter if you were a poor kid and the guy was like the richest fucking most popular guy in the universe, you still had to fucking face that shit. You had to face the reality. And that was healthy. Facing reality is healthy for children to grow. And, I think if they're on social media, if you're on social media, then you might do, negative, you might get depression from social comparisons. And, you can just get depression from social comparisons in real life. You don't need a fucking social media to do that. But that's just an extra layer of bullshit. Now, the joy of the past was that the rich kids and the middle class kids and the poor kids used to all get together and go play. And that was the joy of the old human experience, the old-fashioned, raw and real. That was the best part. That all the classes and all the people would go hang out randomly. And that was the joy of the pre-internet and the pre-social media world, was that people got together and they socialized a lot more often than we're doing today. So now it's just like, God, people, man, what a fucking nuisance. Unfortunately, but there was a time where people were like, I can't wait to meet the next people. That's a healthy thing. I can't wait to meet the next mind. I can't wait to meet the next girl. I can't wait to meet the next person from another country. I can't wait to meet the guy from China. I can't wait to meet the guy from the Philippines. I can't wait to meet the Mexican guy. I can't wait to meet the people from Romania. I can't wait to meet the Ukrainians. I can't wait. I mean, back in the old days, it was like that. And now it's just like people aren't excited about that anymore. It doesn't seem like. I can't wait to meet the next people. You know? I mean, I just can't. I mean, it used to just be like, this is awesome. I can't wait to meet the next view. And now. So that was the joy of the pre-internet and the pre-social media. Social media really didn't bring people together. It just exacerbated human desires and it just enhanced human rivalry. It did not bring people together at all. I know Facebook said it brought people together. You have pictures of everybody every day, and some of them at least look like they're happier than you, and they at least pretend that they're more successful than you. So all these people are making videos and pictures all the time of how happier they are than you and how fucking wonderful their fucking lives are, right? And people are like, oh my God, those other people are fucking way happier. They're fucking more better. They're greater than me. I'm depressed. And then you have like, and then eventually it becomes more than annoyance. Maybe a young kid doesn't know that it's kind of a facade, social media and stuff online and all that. And then you have all these teen suicides, or they get bullied or whatever, and Facebook meta platforms. Facebook meta platforms is particularly bad because it promotes social rivalry, social jealousy and envy. And it actually brings out darkness in humanity. It brings out really dark, savage feelings and really uncomfortable feelings. So, I was really surprised. Now, I thought my friends from middle school, that we didn't have social media back then, I thought they would be supportive of me. And oh no, we are in a war. We are in a rivalry. Yeah. Maybe I didn't know that I was in this kind of rivalry. Oh yeah, it's been that way all along though. It's always been a competition. Who's got more? Who's got the best? They used to call it keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. So I thought I could share with my middle school friends, hey, I went to Florida with my family. This dude got so jealous when he saw my pictures on Facebook. My middle school best friend. I used to hang out with him every day in 7th, 8th grade. This guy got so jealous that he went into extreme mode, posting his Florida pictures, trying to outdo my Florida story. And I was like, what the fuck? You're so insecure. You thought your shit was the fucking best? You thought you were the fucking king shit of this world? You think you're the king daddy of all fucking this planet Earth? I mean, my God, what a fucking ego. So I don't think that Facebook meta platforms and social media always brings out the best in people. Often you see their darkest side, and it's very uncomfortable. To say nothing of all the teenagers that have committed suicide because they were unable to accept, or their bullies or peers were unable to accept that they were different. It's a negative thing. It's a negative thing. They need to put social media. Okay, maybe it shouldn't even be 16 when kids get social media. It might even have to be 18. Because I don't know if 16 they're even responsible and ready for it at that time. Maybe it's just bad, period, and it needs to be banned. That's another aspect of the law that probably scientists are going to say, if you have something that causes constant envy and anxiety, and anger that is probably not healthy for people to do unless the social media is positive. But I've never felt that Facebook was a positive force. People get addicted to it like a drug, but it never feels like it's beneficial. It always feels like it's keeping up with the Joneses. It always fucking feels like some guy's like, oh, I got one bigger thing than you. Like, it always feels like shit. It always just feels like bullshit. And that's what it is. Acting, it's a facade. It's like AI, it's fake. It's not real. It never was real to begin with. It never is real. It was just, we were basically by Mark Zuckerberg and Harvard and Facebook Meta platforms, we were just experiments by the government and by Harvard. We were just like CIA experiments. What if we introduced social media to the public and made it all over the world? I wonder what would happen to all the people. It's just like rats. It's just like sick experiments. We were just a sick lab experiment. And that's all social media will go down as. A sick, perverted, evil lab experiment that only damaged humanity. Period. Stop. Love you, Mama. You're the greatest. Oh, what happened? Oh. Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you. Yeah, it's fine. All right, love you. Yeah, that's. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I love you. I don't know. I don't want. I think that. Shipwreck. Shipwreck. Yeah. That's what. It was Norman Reedus was riding with Peter Fonda before he died. They were at Key West. Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, Daryl. He was riding on Ride. Norman Reedus ride. He's in the Boondock Saints. And he was riding with Peter Fonda. And they were going to Key West. And then Norman Reedus asked Peter Fonda, he goes, what did you used to do at that bar? He goes, you got shipwrecked. I don't know if somebody said stalker or drunk. Yeah. He said we got shipwrecked.
That makes me sad.
Oh, that Peter Fonda died?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that does, yeah. And then TikTok is what? ByteDance, owned by the Chinese Communist Party, one of the main adversaries of the West in the United States of America. Now, the Kumbaya peace people and the people afraid of the Chinese Communist Party and the shills, they say, why don't we just make peace with China and just respect their ascendancy to power? Why don't we just bow down to them and respect our Sino overlords and so on? All right, there's that contingent. And then there's people like me who say, to hell with them. Yeah, to hell with the Chinese Communist Party. You know, they've already done a lot of damage to us. They're going to attack us again. On Fox News, they just ran the agriculture, the agri-terror. Some guy was trying to get a Chinese infiltrator into an American university, was using an illegal fungus that could cause sickness in our food, and they were trying as a bioterror weapon. As I said before, they're trying to get us through bioterrorism, like the COVID-19 plague. They want something that can kill us through our food, through the air, through the water. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to develop. A weapon that kills us. So my view on the Chinese Communist Party is that we should destroy them before they destroy us. That's plain and simple. It's very dry and clear. It's cut and dry. As much as my creative, furtive human mind could create a song or a writing or a speech, also that same furtive, creative human mind could also be used to create devastating, dastardly, evil weaponry to inflict grievous harm and pain and suffering upon hundreds, millions, thousands of people. Not exactly in that order. Well, it's time to refill the taco beer, though. Taco beer. Yeah. Of course, the same power of the human mind can also be used for evil. And so it's up to us to stop evil and to make sure that technology and the human mind is used for good and the well-being of all men and women and all people. This agri-terror fungi. What was his name? Qui-Gon. His name wasn't Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars Episode 1 of Phantom Menace, but it was like, Jing Jong Qui-Gon, Queen Kong, King Kong, Jing Jong, Jing Jong. Yeah, and so this scientist had ties to the Communist Chinese Party. So they're trying to use our universities against us and develop devastating bioterror biological weapons against American citizens. I told you they're trying to do bioterrorism through the Chinese coronavirus plague. They're trying to infiltrate our water to kill us and our food. That's why they're buying up agricultural land and around military bases. So they're trying to kill us every which way but Sunday, but we still have these leftists and these liberals in this country. They were actually the people in this country that are pro-Chinese. They remind me of Neville Chamberlain, an appeaser, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom before World War II, who didn't stop the rise of the Nazis. The same leftist and Marxist and communist remind me in this country of the people that don't see the fucking writing on the wall, that these people are coming to kill us. They're not coming to do trade or have equitable partnership or anything like that. They're coming to destroy us, folks. Now, the sooner American citizens wake up to the fact that the Chinese Communist Party are or mortal adversary in the planet Earth, the better. They're coming to kill us, folks. Just like the terrorists, just like the Islamic fundamentalist jihadis, the Chinese Communist Party are no different. They're just sneakier. The Chinese Communist Party, they try to create a fungus that infects our crops and kills us off and destroys us, our biology. They create Wuhan Virology Institute, a airborne virus to kill most of us. They want complex weapons to destroy us. Now, Islamic fundamentalist jihadi, he doesn't really have a advanced multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar laboratory to create super bugs and biological terror weapons and all that shit. Advanced chemical, biological, biogenic weapons. They don't have access to that. So what do? They throw Molotov cocktails. They hijack planes and fly them into buildings. They fucking just get fertilizer and create a bomb and blow up a building. They're not caught. They get a knife and they start stabbing 10 people, or they get a whole bunch of Kalashnikovs and they go on a spree in a big high rise and they get their machine guns and it's unsophisticated because they don't really have gigantic governments always behind them. They have ragtag, not very sophisticated networks. But the Chinese Communist Party, well, they have they have 1.4 billion people and an entire communist government to do damage and to organize against the United States and the West. So the West better wake the fuck up, because they will attack again. And they're going to attack big fucking time. No, who knows what kind of biological terror, biogenic weapon they're creating right now in a laboratory that they're ready to release on the American soil. We have no idea what kind of weapons they're developing next. Make no mistake, the Chinese Communist Party are the biggest threat to the United States of America and the world in at least since the Axis powers in World War II. Oh. Their agro-terror weapon is just another example of it. They're going to try to kill us again. It's only a matter of time. Now, I think Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel, I think Kristi Noem, I think they understand that China wants to kill us and take over the world. But does everybody else understand that? The Chinese are sneaky, the Chinese communists. They're sneaky. They say, oh, we didn't mean that fungus to eat your crops. That was an accident. Oh, we didn't mean to kill it. They're like a guy that stumbles with the poison into the punch bowl in the party, and then 20 people end up dead, and they're like, oh, we didn't realize that happened. Oh, we didn't even know who did it. They're sneaky fucking bastards. The Chinese communists are sneaky motherfuckers. All right, they're sneaky. Sneaky. Big time. They don't come out in the open and start throwing Molotovs. They want to kill you in your salad, in your food, in the fucking air. They don't have the fucking balls to come out and say, hey, we're taking over the world. Come fight us. They don't have the fucking dicks. They don't have the fucking balls to come out and say, we're taking over the world, bitch. Come and get it. No. They ain't got the fucking strength. They ain't got the fucking backbone. They ain't got the fucking spine to come out and say, we're going to take over this earth. They ain't got the fucking... They ain't got the fucking cojones to do that. Oh, no. But they will poison our food, and they will send fungus to our food. They will release a Wuhan Virology Institute virus, COVID-19 coronavirus. They will unleash a pandemic. Oh, they'll do that. A severe acute respiratory virus and kill millions of people. Oh, they will do that. Yeah. They'll try to take over American companies. They'll steal American ideas. They'll do hardcore espionage. They'll do all sorts of shit to stop America and the West and Europe and opposing nations. Yeah. They'll do all that other sneaky, underhanded shit. They'll never fight fair. They're not about fairness over there, right? Yeah. They're not about a fair fight. You know why? Have you ever been around Chinese people long enough, you realize that there's one thing they don't risk is losing. That's the only thing they do not want to risk losing. Yeah. Have you ever played tennis from people from China or Hong Kong? They hate losing. They want to break down the court. Chinese people, in most Asian cultures, it's dishonorable and humiliating to lose. So, they don't like to lose. They don't even entertain the possibility. It's humiliating. It's against honor code for them to lose. So, make them lose and they'll be humiliated. That's all you have to do with the Chinese or Asian culture. There's one thing that the Chinese can't handle: losing the war. Yeah. But you might have understood that if you played a Chinese person in a ping pong match. You get really irate if they lost the game, huh? A Westerner says, oh, well, it's just a game. I lost. Oh, well. I lost a game of tennis. I lost a game of ping pong. Oh, I lost a game. Oh, we lost this basketball confrontation. It's just a game, And the Chinese person is like, no, it's not just a game. It's honor. It's my life and death. Okay. So the Westerner's just like, hey, man, it's just a game of ping pong. And the Chinese like, I've been humiliated for 5,000 generations. All right. So there is a difference between Asian and Western culture. Failure in the West almost seemed like comical, like Wayne's World or Borat or whatever, or like Step Brothers. But in Asian culture, it's like Harold and Kumar. It's like, oh, you fucking failed, you fucking losers. I'm cutting you off from the family fortune for 100 years. All right, so it's not funny in other cultures, right? To lose. But yeah, Americans are laughing all the time. Big Bang Theory. Oh, these guys can't get laid. They're losers. Yeah, that's so funny. They can't get pussy. Ah, that's so hilarious. Right? But, the same things that we think is hilarious in the West or America or Europe, that may not apply to China or the Chinese Communist Party ruled China, the communist China. So, victory is what all cultures aspire to. That's what they all want. But victory is only achieved through strategy. And the only strategy is victory. So, from young age, the Chinese communists are given Shang Shu, the ancient art of war. And so it has many proverbs about defeating enemies and about subjugating enemies in those things. In the ancient text, Shang Shu, the art of war. Pearls of wisdom, you might have even caught some in your fortune cookies sometimes after you've eaten Chinese American food. Or maybe it's, well, is it Chinese American if the chef is Chinese? Is it, I guess it's still Chinese Americanized food. I guess to have authentic Chinese food, you have to be in China, I suppose. All right, well, hold on. But if a Chinese person comes to America and his family's Chinese and they make Chinese food, isn't it still Chinese food, though? I guess it is. Okay, it's Chinese food in America. That's better. The ancient Chinese proverb is, well, there's many of them, huh? Shang Shu, the art of war. Here's one I like very. A ship with no a ship with no destination cannot find a favorable wind. I like that one a lot. Here's another really good one. Ancient China, Shang Shu, art of war, I believe. Know thyself, and 1,000 victories will be yours. Boom. I think I never read the whole book myself, but I would be interested to see what the Chinese are actually reading, what their core philosophy from the art of war is, Shang Shu, from back in the day. It's Sun, I believe it's S-U-N, and like Shih Tzu, I believe it's T-Z-U, at least in the Greco-Roman alphabet. Of course, that's the translation from Chinese characters. I guess what is not lacking is a respect of Asian or Chinese culture, or at least ancient Chinese culture. There's not any lack of respect for that. But there is in the world a lack of respect for the murderous Mao Zedong and the Chinese Communist Party. There is anger and hatred against that particular organization, that particular government. So there's not really hatred against Chinese people or Chinese culture or Chinese literature, Chinese mathematics, Chinese art, Chinese food, or anything else. There's no bias against that. Everybody loves that. Everybody wish, I don't say they want more, but there is hatred, there is anger against the Chinese Communist Party. That's very real. It's very palpable. There's very much anger against Mao Zedong. There's very much anger against the bully, which is the Chinese Communist Party, bullying our partners, bullying America, bullying the world. There is a conflict with them. That's very serious. That's very real. And so will the world find a path to peace, or will it be a descending downward spiral towards greater and greater conflict and war and darkness and pain and suffering? We'll see. We'll see what happens. It may come down to it's either us or them. Either America survives or Western civilization survives, or the Chinese Communist Party take over the globe. So it may come down to that stark truth. That the ideologies of creative democracy and constitutional republicanism may not be compatible with those of Chinese communism, Mao Zedongism, and Karl Marxism. That those may not be compatible ideas. So it may be when we go to war that it will be much like the War of Independence in almost 250 years ago, where the American colonists list off grievances against King George, and the people come to the consensus that we must destroy this or get rid of this empire from our soil, or otherwise become under its boot heels irrevocably. So we may have to stop this communist Chinese empire from taking over our world and taking over our nations by outright war and rebellion. So I think that and we'll be able to list off the grievances. We'll say they bought our farmland near military bases. They've deployed they've deployed balloons, spy balloons. They have released global biological pandemics. They have attacked us in cyberspace. They have attacked us any time they could. We're gonna before we go to war, we're going to list off the list of the grievances of the Chinese Communist Party, and it's going to be a long list, almost as long, or maybe even longer than the list against King George III in England before American colonists threw off in the American Revolution. It's going to be really bad. But I think that's how it's going to go down, is that people are going to say, hey, man, they're attacking us with biological terror weapons, agri-terror weapons, Chinese plagues. Like, these people are they're trying to kill us. We're going to have to defend ourselves, and we're going to have to go kill them before they kill us. I mean, it's just going to come down to that, folks. If a man is coming at you with the sword, what are you going to do? Are you going to stand there and take it? Oh, well, I deserve it to be killed. No, you're going to fight back and stick that sword up the guy's ass. That's what we're going to do. There's only so many sneaky attacks and evil attacks by the Chinese Communist Party that we as Americans can endure before we get our King George III list, and then we start taking care of business of this main adversarial threat against our sovereignty, against our liberty, against our ideals and our way of life. It's only a matter of time before we go to war against the Chinese communists. The final defeat of Mao Zedong, Chairman Mao, is on its way. In good time. In God's time. The list will read: Tiananmen Square, massacre of Chinese students, oppression of Muslim Uyghurs, oppression of Hong Kong people, oppression of Tibetan people, bullying of our Quad states, Australia, Philippines, Japan, and South Korea, releasing of a Chinese plague The coronavirus, COVID-19, that's killed millions of people worldwide. The list of grievances against the Chinese Communist Party will grow and grow, and its list of adversaries will multiply before we are forced into the final confrontation. If you let a bully keep on beating you, then you will not win. But if you knock the fuck out of the bully and beat his fucking brains out, then you're the one who wins the fight. If you let your bully smash you against the locker, then he'll continue to smash you against the locker. Now, if you get his head and you stick it in the fucking locker, then he'll stop picking on you. It's the law of the jungle. It's the reality of it. We cannot let this Chinese Communist Party aggression stand, or they'll continue trying to kill us. We need to stop this bully and this evil. I'm not mad at the Chinese people. We need to destroy the Chinese Communist Party itself. That's the only option. We must get rid of Mao Zedong and his acolytes. It's a dangerous ideology to be unleashed in the world and to have any kind of power, especially military power or economic power. It will just try to enslave us and subjugate us into their Sino-imperial order of Marxism and communism. There will be no freedom if we're ever under Chinese boot heels. I say we knock them out before they do their next attack on our American soil. Yeah, I'm not fucking Neville Chamberlain. I'm not a fucking pacifist. I know what they're going to do. They're going to attack us in wicked, sneaky ways, biogenic, bioterror weapons, and they're not going to fucking stop until we fall to our knees and submit. I don't think we should do that, my fellow Americans. I like to destroy my enemy before they have a shot at doing that to me. That's just how I operate. But I hope American citizens and American people and American government will also agree with me that it's better to destroy our enemies before they destroy us. Why wait until your enemy can get a machine gun when you can kill him with a knife?